because it's like I have to be on live for, I don't know, a minute or two before anybody comes in. But also sometimes I notice that, of course, when I'm driving, it takes longer. Okay, some grapefruit seed extract. It doesn't smell like anything though. I was just sitting here, and some weirdo, like, just complete weirdo, drives his van right in front of my car, and I'm researching something. I'm not, available to talk to, so I'm ignoring him basically. And he keeps talking to me. He's sitting in the front seat of his car. He's gone now, but and he's talking to me, but I can't hear what he's saying because I've got my phone on and I can't hear him over what my phone is, the volume of my phone. Because he's like in his car, probably like 10 feet away, like driving by. And he says that I didn't hear what he said at all the first time. And I told him, I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying. And then he says to me, he like pulls his car closer to mine. And I'm totally ignoring him. And he says to me, "Don't let your dog go to the bathroom right there, or I'll be back and I'll report you." I'm like, you're insane, bruh. You're totally insane. I'm like, what? I saw that guy one other time. It was Christmas Day, and he was driving past my car. Same thing. Um, 5 months ago, and he said something about me smoking a cigarette, and all I said to him was, just get out of here. Like, what are you even talking about? You're kidding, right? Don't let my dog go to the bathroom. What? People's demons are extra crazy right now. I have noticed that. They've been, people say some of the strangest stuff. And hey, how's it going? I mean, seriously strange, really strange. But anyway, I told him to get out of here. Weird. We're in a park. Like, dogs go pee. I mean, of course, you should pick up the poop. Auntie. Are you from India or something? Is that why you're calling me Auntie? Pinky, Rabidas. Um, so strange. That's like going to a dog park and telling everybody, get your dog out of here. Can't have dogs here. Total insanity. Total insanity. It's crazy. Like, there's literally a dog park here in this park. Shao. Hey, how's it going? I'm having a good day. How about you? So new luck. So new luck? So new lucky. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, totally crazy. There was this other lady the other day. Just, they're like in real life trolls, what they are. Wild stuff. Really, really wild. So I did a live the other day about, thanks, they're my reading glasses. Like, I have 20/20 vision, but sometimes because I read a lot, and so um no, I'm not. I'm from the, hey, what's up? I'm from the United States. Well, I'm an American, I guess. I'm not really proud of that, so don't get me into it. I cannot with the I love the people. I hate the government. I wouldn't say I hate the government, but um we're in California right now. I cannot with the politics here. I can't do it. I just can't at all. Like, I can't get behind it at all. The people in this country are like, I I shouldn't say that. It sounds too noisy. There's no noise here. There's no noise. Like, I'm literally in the park. There's no noise. Too noisy. California. Did you hear me? But the politics in this country, um, which people participate in, I guess because they feel like they have to. I'm not really sure what that's about. Um, I used to vote. I used to do all of that for what, like, I don't know, until I was about in my 20s or something. Yeah, I was gonna say, Eric, epic, epic. I think you need a. I think you guys, you're funny. Um, I think you guys need hearing aids. Bell tone. Um, but the politics in this country, like, I cannot with that shit. I just can't even get behind any of it. People voting for Democrats, Republicans, and then switching teams and thinking anything's gonna change. Like, does anyone notice that nothing ever changes? Anyone? Yeah. Um, really stupid. I I used to vote. I used to have a sense of civic duty and think that voting actually made a difference. It doesn't. Absolutely ridiculous. Just totally absurd. Yeah, they're not my beaches though. They're not my beaches, but I know what you mean. Um, I don't really think that the beaches in California are particularly beautiful. I really don't think that they are. Um, where are you guys from? You guys believe in the political system in your country? I just can't get behind it at all. Hey, thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. You mean like to the land? Yeah, that might be true. I have never been to the United Kingdom, so I honestly don't know. But the trip for me with Kerala, beautiful. I haven't been to India yet. But the weird thing about um Trump for me is that all these people. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ray. God bless you, Ray. Um, all these people voted for him in the first election, right? Thank you for the likes, you guys. I appreciate that. Um, and then he came around for the second election, and in the first election, he didn't say anything about God or the Bible or Jesus Christ or anything. He said nothing. He didn't say anything about it. And then all of a sudden, he's, you're so welcome. Beautiful. And then all of a sudden, in the second election, he's talking about Jesus Christ and he's saying that he, religion, this and that and the other thing, all over the place. But it's like, are all those people stupid? I mean, God bless them, but like, are they stupid? Seriously? Because he never talked about Christianity, never talked about religion. Like, he lied about the whole thing. I think he's got dementia. The way he speaks, the way he fills in things that you can tell he doesn't remember. Like my mom had some, I think it was dementia starting, and she would talk weird. She would say strange things. And I noticed the same patterns in him. He's out of his mind. But it trips me out how so many people voted for him. And yet, I mean, he's really just a mouthpiece. But it's really strange how they voted for him and just like forgot just 4 years earlier that he didn't give a shit about God. I don't get it. Like, how easily are people manipulated? I'm not saying they're stupid, but like, they're manipulate. It's too easy to manipulate most people. It's wild, really, really wild. That's how he got this second election. I don't even know if he stole it or not. I'm not. I really couldn't care less about politics because either way you go, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you're still sucking the same dick. I know that sounds really vulgar, but it's true. You're still messing around with the same horrible, nasty people. To not vote, non-compliance is one of the most powerful weapons that any citizen has. No, I'm talking about Trump. But like, same thing, they're both pedophiles, you know. In that sense, it's the same person, really. But people are just really way too easily manipulated, is what we're actually talking about. Um, and it's horrible. Like it's terrible. Not many people are very awake, and if even if they are awake, they're not. They're not. Thanks. I appreciate that, Epic. Um, they're not aware. Like, how did you miss that? Were you just not awake that day? Anyway, people like him get into office, and they literally, like, he's bought out by Palantir, by all of the same companies, all the same organizations that are putting in all the data centers and stripping our resources in the United States, and basically raping and pillaging other countries for their resources, especially Mexico, while throwing out the immigrants that are here in the United States that actually make the country a better place. Everybody screams and yells about how they're taking jobs and this and that and the other thing. People have been saying that shit since I was a little kid. And the unemployment rate is higher now than it ever was. But there were the same amount of immigrants when I was a little kid. What? Like, how is that? How does that work? Yeah, yeah, they're all exactly. Thank you, Epic. Epic knows what I'm talking about. It's all the same bullshit. It's the same shit, different day. And they're all just mouthpieces. They're all just puppets. Of course, I think most people know that, but they still vote for them. The I did a video about this on my YouTube channel about how to actually make a difference in your world. One of those things, one of the biggest things, is non-compliance. Don't comply. It's not like you have to go out and um, be like participate in activism or um, go out and march on your state capital or your whatever. Um, it's just don't comply. Stop voting for the assholes who don't ever change anything, who just lie to our faces. And this goes for any country. Doesn't matter if you're in India, United Kingdom, United States. Um, thank you. um, Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Or Australia. It doesn't matter where you are. It's all the same crap over and over and over and over again. They just repackage it, rebrand it, and sell it to us again. And it's like I'm tired of doing that. Like I won't participate. And just by not participating, like consumerism, for instance, like capitalism, you don't have to in all that. Every Black Friday, and every well, Black Friday is kind of like the Christmas time, but the time to shop for Christmas, but all those holidays, you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money just because everybody else is doing it. It's that same lemming um, thought process that people are like, well, the neighbors is doing it, so I have to do it. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. People are not sovereign and they're not secure in their own minds, so they go out and they do all these things just because everybody else is doing it. I mean, it begs the question: if everybody else was jumping off a cliff, would you too? Like, are you that gone in your brain? Seriously? There's not, Belle, please stop. There's so little thought process and like critical thinking. People really don't think for themselves anymore. They're told how to feel, they're told what to think, they're told what to believe, especially when it comes to religion. And they have no idea what's actually going on because they don't take the time to look for themselves. Like, I was on the radio for about 10 years. But it's getting to gain freedom as the time goes by. I know what you're talking about off grid, but it's the thing about going off grid though is that the government will come after you there too. And there are a lot of laws. So I found this out when I was looking to buy a piece of land outside of California. And then I was looking at the zoning laws. Like, you have to, in California, in the state of California, I would have to start building a permanent structure on whatever parcel of land I bought within the first year. So you can't just buy a piece of land and not build anything on it. You can't just buy a piece of land and leave it land. Can't do that. Not in California, you can't do it. Like, I can't make that stuff up. That's just the way it is. And then in other states, it depends on where you are. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? So you own the land. But really, if you look at the law, if you start understanding, how do I even put this into, oh my God, this is big. So You know how, like, your driver's license, your utility bills, your birth certificate, and everything else has your name all in capital letters? This is specifically for the United States. I don't know if it's this way in the UK. So, what that means versus like an upper and lowercase. Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. So, in the United States, I'm not sure about the UK, but in the United States, um, that uppercase, all uppercase lettering in your name means you are a entity in a corporation. The United States buys out your social security number and uses like trades you as a commodity. Then we go to work. This is how crazy this is. Then we go to work and we are paid in exchange for our time, right? Then they tax us on our time. You are literally being taxed on your God given time. Hello. And then we're taxed again and again and again. So you go buy something, you're taxed on that. You pay tax on that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's craziness. Um, so when you go, my point in telling you this, the when you go and you buy a piece of land, you're actually, because you have to still pay property tax, right? And everything else. You're actually just a tenant on that land. Like you're, even though you bought the land outright, you still have to follow the laws, the homeowners association, the property taxes, et cetera, et cetera. You're just renting that land. Like it could be a lifetime lease, but it's still a lease all the same. It doesn't actually belong to you. It's wild. Like it's insane. Like when I started researching about buying a piece of land, I thought I can't even do this. Like I can't even get behind buying a piece of land. Like what is that? Because they can still tell me what I have to build on it and whether I have to like run electrical out there and all this kind of stuff. Like you can't just buy a piece of land and just let it sit. You can't do that. You have to run electrical. You have to, in a lot of places, you have to have sewage. Like you can't just have a piece of land. Nope. Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. You're absolutely right. That's very true. Epic knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's crazy. And like when we see things, no, it's not. Nope, it's the same. I wouldn't be surprised if United Kingdom and United States are pretty much the same in all of this stuff because a lot of the bullshit that you see here in the United States actually came from the UK. It actually came from the British Kingdom. That's where these laws come from. This is why we went to war with Great Britain, was to free ourselves from the slavery that we knew we were under. Like the founding fathers, this is exactly, yeah, USA is an extension of the British Empire. That's absolutely true. We and then like the Civil War again was fought not to free black people from slavery. That's absolutely wrong. Totally not true. Now, it was to help them, of course, but it was mainly to free ourselves from slavery to the British Empire. This is why America was founded in the first place. Period. This is when you read the Constitution of the United States, it says we the people. It doesn't say we the politicians. It doesn't say we the people with money. It doesn't say any of that. It says we the people. So it was supposed to be run by the people. We were fleeing um, from the control of a king or a queen. This is this is why America was founded, but most people don't know that. The whole Civil War was fought to give us all freedom from the British crown. That's what it was, all of it. But you don't hear that in history books. You don't read about that. That's not a story that's told, even though it's the truth. So it's wild stuff, though. But you can buy, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's very true. Australia, there's a lot of colonization in China and India. A lot of colonization in India, and this is like the world we're still living under. It's wild, and like most people have no idea. And they go out and they buy like you go out and buy a piece of land. Well, they can tell you what you can and cannot build on it, when you can and cannot build. They can withhold permits so you cannot build on your own land. It's all types of wild. This is the whole like social security number. um, system, all of that, everything. It's absolutely it's wild. I really can't get behind it. This is a huge reason why I can't get behind any of the politics, because it's all just set up to feed that same system that we were trying to free ourselves from in the first place. All right. Well, that's why like non-compliance is one of the most powerful things that we have, because when you stop complying, right, when you get people like okay, so like you have people en masse going on Black Friday, which is what, like the day after Thanksgiving or whatever, to go and buy all this stuff, right? And it's just it's capitalism. It's really not capitalism. It's really consumerism. People say that United States is really a capitalist country. It's not really. It's a consumer country. Um, People consume all the time, and um, they don't really ask the question about like what are they supporting by being consumers. So you go out on Black Friday and you buy all this stuff, but like it's all just set up to be a huge cycle. It's not ever set up to bring anybody any freedom, and certainly not financial freedom. Because when you're constantly buying into a system that tells you you need more crap to feel better about yourself, they never actually gain any sovereignty. They never actually feel any better about themselves. They never actually start thinking for themselves. It's only when you have sovereignty, excuse me, confirmation burp, that you start realizing that you don't have to play in the game. Like you literally don't have to do that. You don't have to. You don't have to go and buy a piece of land. You don't have to go out on Black Friday and buy all this crap that you don't need. Like I remember my mom watching my mom when I was a little kid, literally weeping because she didn't have money to buy us Christmas presents. And this like broke my mom's heart, and it broke my heart to watch this happen. And it was like the whole thing was, it always used to trip me out about my mom buying us toys and stuff. I didn't really like toys. I liked like chemistry sets and stuff like that. But my mom would go out and buy these toys, especially for my younger half brother and sister. And then probably like a month later, totally forget about them. But like, what does that toy, like, what hole does that fill in someone's life? Not really anything. And that child, like in that child's life, does it? But if you take that kid out and teach that kid how to ride a bike or how to swim, or you go for a walk in nature, or you teach that kid how to garden, or you teach that kid how to care for animals, that's a lifetime memory that they will always have. They will never forget about that, but they'll forget about that toy in less than 30 days. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't make sense. And you see kids today stuck with their phones and their tablets in their faces. I have had conversations with young people, and I'm not saying all young people are like this, so don't hear what I'm not saying. But the majority of young people in this country can barely read and write. They don't know how to use a reference book, like a dictionary. Open up a dictionary and like look up a word. They can't do it. They have no idea. It's just like basic skills, but they know how to get on their phone and use TikTok and this and that, which would be fine if they were learning to code or learning like DOS and learning how the phone system actually works, how to program cellular phones, all this kind of stuff. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're just being trained to be better consumers. Like it blows me away. Like, how do you not know like the most basic things, like the most basic of skills? And don't get me wrong, I'm not making fun of anyone like saying, oh, they're stupid, because they're not. They're not stupid. That is deliberately done to them to dumb them down. Because when you make generations um, incompetent and unsure of themselves, and without any kind of they possess no kind of real confidence or like self-esteem, it is so much easier to manipulate them emotionally. And so you have a whole nother generation of voters and consumers who are just going to go out and they're helpless. They don't know how to change tires, they don't know how to put oil or water in their cars, cook a meal, like do their own laundry. Like those are basic skills that we're not teaching, that people are not being taught anymore. The way to like go out and buy the things that you need from the store to cook the meal that you want to cook that night. Most people have no idea how to do that. It's incredible to me. Most young people, I should say. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because they're being trained not to know how to take care of themselves. And then we start looking at things like, this whole new world order stuff coming up. That is not a conspiracy, you guys. That's not a conspiracy. There are there is I think it's HR 21, Agenda 21. Look it up. Like, you just Google it. It's all there in black and white. You can read all about it yourself. It's a United Nations referendum to control the people. And also, I mean, it would be a good thing. It would be a good thing, truthfully. Everybody gets to set their phones down. I mean, obviously, I'm communicating with you on a phone right now. However, like, this is not what I do all day, you know? I don't sit on my phone all day. And also, if all the phones went down, like, I know I would be fine. Like, I know how to survive, but I know a lot of people don't know that stuff. They don't. They're not they're not confident enough to know how to go out and start a fire, or to just be without their technology for a day or two. Even I don't think most people would be all right. They would have to talk to other people. Oh my gosh. And like, I get it. It's not that I don't empathize with them. It's just, it's hard to empathize with people who don't really give a shit. They don't really care, and they don't care to try to make things better. Most people don't care about our environment at all. I go up into the mountains and I camp in the car with my dog, and there's trash everywhere. I'm constantly picking up other people's trash. It's horrible. Like, I don't know what they throw it out the window and they think that it's a paper napkin, so it's biodegradable or something. I'm not sure what the thought process is, but they just leave their shit everywhere. And 9 times out of 10, it's young people doing it. I'm not sure exactly what the whole thought process is like behind that. People just lost hope. They don't really give a shit about their own future or what. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've been there. I felt that way too. But and if people really don't care about their own future, then do they keep having kids? Like, if you really don't care, then stop having children. Stop having children. Just stop. Stop having children. But people don't do that. They continue having children, but they don't take care of the environment, which is like absolute insanity. If you don't take care of the environment, then you don't give a shit about your future or your children's future, but you keep having kids. It's that kind of insanity. It does makes no sense. It's the same thing with politics. Like, you keep voting for the same thing, hoping our species dies off if we don't have an Earth, too. You know what I mean? Like, if we have no Earth, there's no human race. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, anyway, um, thanks for coming in and talking. I appreciate your company. Thanks, Epic. I think you have some good idea about what's going on. And yeah, I agree. Like, our species dies off if we don't have kids. Yes. But equally, it dies off if we don't have a planet. Like, if we don't have clean water and clean air, then the human race equally dies off. So, you know, but thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your guys' time. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. Peace be with you.